ManCavians, this is Bob from the Bob Zenscale Man Cave, and I'm on the road headed toward Michigan to see Jim Ross, otherwise known as JiminMichigan, on the Google Hangouts. If you ever get into Google Hangouts and get into the community and watch the YouTube model railroaders live shows, or you're in some of the Thursday night hangouts, or just any other random hangouts, and you get there and you talk about different model railroading stuff that you've done, or just general conversation about life in every aspect, just about, you've probably run into Jim on the hangouts. And if you haven't, you know, he's a unique character, and he's loved by a lot of us, and he usually started a lot of hangouts, after show hangouts, and we'd gather after a show and talk. I got to know Jim over a number of the past 3 years that we've been doing this, and the news is, you've probably heard about it, he's got stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He was just diagnosed here within the past week or two, and he doesn't have long left. And so I'm on the road to go visit him. He's throwing himself a memorial service and party, basically, at his house for all his friends and relatives that want to come out and you know, say their goodbyes or just hang out and enjoy his company, and while he can, and before it gets really bad and he can't have people over or nothing like that. So we're gonna have a good time, hopefully, and swap a lot of stories and so forth. I'm not sure I'm gonna videotape any of that stuff that goes on there, but you know, what they're asking for is, if you want to donate to help with the costs of funeral costs, or getting out of some debts and so forth. He's actually selling all his HO model railroads, and I think G-Scale as well, he had some of that. So he's trying to raise as much money as he can to help out his wife before the end is here. And if you don't want to buy any of his railroad stuff, you can always send some donations out to his PayPal account, which I'll post down here at the bottom. I think it's Jim and Bonnie Ross at yahoo.com. If that's wrong, I'll just refer to the link, because I'll put that down there later on when I post this. So 30 bucks, you know, just a small token, if you can, if you feel the need. I felt the need to actually drive almost 800 miles one way just to be with Jim, and just to represent the other hangout people that have come to love Jim and have the conversations that we've had. But not everybody could be there, of course. We're going to try our best to support them in all we can. So till next time, ManCavians, happy model railroading, and darn it, stay off the tracks. You might get hit. But anyway, see ya. Bye. We're here in Michigan City, Indiana, actually, and Amtrak just went by. Just perfect catch. I just stopped here to record this South Shore Central locomotive right here in front of the power station. Pretty cool. Actually, it's the South Shore Freight. this line, but there's a lot of little tiny lines out there somewhere. Okay, I'm in Rock Island and Quad Cities, basically Iowa and Illinois. I'm going to go underneath the Rock Island Arsenal Bridge. The U.S. Army Rock Island Arsenal is right here. They build bombs and bullets and whatever. Got a bridge right up here. Buildings over here, little arsenal stuff, but we're going underneath the train bridge right here. I've never done one of these before. There's the old arsenal, some docks over there, some locks. That was pretty cool. Of course, people who live here do it all the time, so no big deal. Let's go see what else I can find. We have a trestle right along the tracks, the river here, right along the road. Train track that comes through here. So the top of this hill, and the trestle's down that way, going into Rock Island. Old brick street. Got the bridge right over here, the trestle. Didn't expect to see this here, but it's here. Well, ManCave, I made it back from Jim's alive, and it was an interesting trip. I drove the 800 miles one way to see Jim, and you know, he's in need, and I felt that I wanted to go see him. We were going to meet up at Indianapolis for the National Train Show early this year, or last year actually, and it just didn't work out for him. But I said, you know, he needs help, and he's throwing a party for himself before he can't do it anymore. And so I said, you know, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to drive up and see Jim and show my support for the railroad community, in the YouTube model railroaders community, and for those of us who know Jim, it was really nice getting to meet him and see his layout and all his unique friends. People I've never really thought that I would ever hang out with, but there I was. You know, we all had something in common. And that was the most you could really ask for, is having all your friends around you that you care about. So there's going to be more parties, Jim said, you know, but this one was his official memorial service that he wanted to put on. So I showed up. On the way back, I stopped in Moline, Rock Island, Quad Cities, basically Iowa, Illinois, and drove across the bridge underneath the railroad tracks and saw a nice trestle. That was pretty good. On the way up there, I happened to see the Amtrak come by, and that South Shore Freight, and it was pretty interesting, you know. Just happened to be there at the right time, the right place. If you want to give to Jim and Bonnie Ross, just click the link down below and send them something on PayPal, or contact him directly and see if there's anything you want to buy. He's got a couple locomotives still, and so he needs to raise some money, and he's selling a bunch of other stuff that he has around the house too, but some of it's already taken. But he says he's gonna put some sort of video up describing things that he's going to be selling and showing people what he's got. So just contact him, and he'll be more than willing to deal with you. A lot of things he's just taking donations for, and what you find is fair value. Please don't try and rip him off. This is hard enough on him as is, without feeling like you're being taken advantage of. So don't do it. That would it hurts inside. Okay? You wouldn't want it to happen to you. Don't do it to somebody else. Okay? Be nice. Be fair. See you later. Thanks for listening. Bye. So if you like what you saw here today, go ahead and click subscribe down here below, or follow my Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and my Instagram. Links down here below in the comments. Also, click on one of my other links for videos as well. As always, ManCavians, happy model railroading. Stay off the tracks. Bye.